Now, the Pittsburgh Steelers just taught the NFL a really big lesson, and your Pittsburgh Steelers just showed the NFL how to handle a potentially bad situation. I'm going to go a little different direction than usual with this video, and it's all about when you rid yourself of a player for character concerns. It's typically the right thing to do, and you're usually proven right in football and in life. And also, when something goes south, high integrity players matter. It usually comes out in the wash, and in short, integrity matters, and there's many teams that can learn from that in the NFL. So we've got some good and bad news, right? We have an ex-Steeler backing out of his responsibilities. That's the bad news. But the good news, you've got a player on this team that showed huge integrity, exactly the kind of guy you want on this team, picking up the slack and making it right. So let's talk about George Pickens, and let's talk about Pat Freiermuth. So Pickens' potential for immaturity, he has a history of some pettiness. It seems to not really have a limit, and this is just kind of the same example. Just it appears to be low integrity. He came into the league with significant character concerns, and after showing no real growth on the Pittsburgh Steelers, he was traded away. So he backed out of a kid's football camp. I'm going to talk about that in just a minute. But when he did that, Freiermuth saved the day for the kids involved and proved once again why maybe he's the most underrated, the highest integrity player on this entire team. So let's kind of break through this a little bit. If you need any other reason to root for this Pittsburgh Steelers tight end, this is exactly it. So former Steelers wide receiver George Pickens, he committed to his youth football camp in Pittsburgh. And this is a fairly common thing, right? Players run these camps all the time, but Pickens, at the last minute, decided to back out a sold-out camp, and he left the camp without a Steelers presence. Now, don't get this twisted. This is a little different. This was a camp started and organized by Pickens himself, not his team. This was his commitment, his name on it. And Freiermuth didn't let Pickens bail without coming in and saving the day. So he didn't have to do it right. It wasn't his name on it. It wasn't his camp. But he stepped up immediately and replaced Pickens and saved the camp. And the kids are actually going to end up with a way better experience due to what the Pittsburgh Steelers have done, stepping up big time for this. So a little bit about Pickens. I think you guys know he was traded to the Dallas Cowboys this year. Just after the draft, Pickens had to decide something. Were these kids important enough to make the trip back to Pittsburgh? And you're looking at this roller coaster offseason, right? It started with a blockbuster trade to land DK, and then Aaron Rodgers. That took months. Now Aaron Rodgers is in the fold. And then there was the surprising decision to get rid of George Pickens to the Dallas Cowboys. Lots of mixed emotions, lots of different takes on why or if the Steelers should have done that. A former second-round pick. He's got the talent to be one of the best pass catchers in the entire NFL, but unfortunately, just so many on-the-field and off-the-field issues. Pittsburgh didn't want any part of it anymore. That led to his departure. So while the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Cowboys aren't going to play each other during this upcoming season, you better believe that all of you as fans are going to see what his performance on the field, what it says, if the Steelers made a good decision or not. But regardless, parted ways, except for this sold-out youth camp that the pass catcher was supposed to hold at Highmark Stadium in Pittsburgh. He committed to an event like that. Countless number of kids were probably looking forward to seeing Pickens participating in the camp, and he just bailed on the event in the last minute. This will likely upset many that signed up, disappointing so many kids, so many families. In True Edge Sports, they're the ones that run the camp, and they sent this email due to Pickens' cancellation, and this is from the event planner at True Edge Sports. Our team at True Edge was fully prepared to host a camp this Saturday because we were led to believe that George would follow through on his commitment. And this is via Delilah Bork of Sports Illustrated. His sudden decision to back out not only reflects a disappointing lack of accountability, but it also shows a disregard for the families and children who are excited to meet him. We are incredibly disappointed by his actions and do not express the goals or motives of True Edge Sports. So that's pretty hard in the paint by True Edge. But they continued here, and this is what I absolutely really love. With that said, we are determined for this event to be a wonderful experience for you all. As soon as we are informed of Georgia's decision, our team went to preserve this event. We are pleased to share that Steelers tight end Pat Freiermuth, he's officially committed to stepping in as a guest for this camp. Additionally, we're actively in talks with multiple other Steelers players and fully intend to build out an exciting lineup that delivers value to every single family. As new players are confirmed, we're going to notify you immediately. Guys, this is just such a classy move. So the new date is going to be moved to July 20th at Highmark Stadium. Last minute change in plans, so they're backing up the date so it coincides with the team's return to Pittsburgh for training camp. And they're going to add some more things as well, and you got to just love this. To make this right, here's what we're doing. Every camper in attendance will receive autographs from all Steelers players present at no additional cost. All families who already purchased an autograph will be fully refunded for their autograph. Those who purchase a family experience will have the option to either have a refund for this or carry it through to its completion. Like you guys, this is just such a classy move, not only for Pat Freiermuth immediately stepping up, and also the Pittsburgh Steelers team, this franchise, actually making it right for those that are attending. And Pat has been known to be active in the community. I mean, super unfortunate. Pickens had one more event to attend in the Steel City. It's during a time during the season that there's not really much going on, but he apparently made the decision to bail. And yeah, pretty disappointing. Freiermuth, why am I saying Freiermuth? Freiermuth, he's going to be a big-time leader in this offense with Rodgers and Metcalf. Hopefully Roman Wilson makes that jump. You have Calvin Austin really balling out last year. It's a relatively young group, but this is actually starting to look like this might be a good group of receivers. And you've got the locker room being expected to have way more camaraderie, a way better vibe than it has in the past. And this has been a long time and a very long time that no one in this locker room is looking like a cancer. Rodgers has said all the right things to get the fan base on board and also to get players on board, led by his center, Frazier, just talking big time about what Aaron Rodgers has done for the moment he's came on the team. And personally, I'm not a big Aaron Rodgers fan, but it sounds like he's doing all the right things and he's going to completely fall in line with this Arthur Smith offense. And a future Hall of Fame quarterback is going to be under center. The unit has a respective collective and play caller in Aaron Rodgers and Arthur Smith. And it's just Pickens. One final act of ridiculousness. It looks like he has not grown. It's continuing to be frustrating. Once again, I wish him the best. But man, I think the Pittsburgh Steelers made the right choice by removing him from this team and starting fresh. And I think when you do the right things, when you make the right decisions in life and like by extension in football, things tend to come out in the wash, and I think this is no different. You guys let me know what you think in the comments. I hate to spread negative news, but this was just something with Pat Freiermuth stepping up immediately. It becomes a really good story and a really encouraging story about your Pittsburgh Steelers. I'll continue to be here with daily Pittsburgh Steelers news, and we'll talk soon.